What is going on, boys and girls? It's been a minute. I know. Life and all that good shit. So, I haven't really introduced you to any of the new toys, but I've just decided that reviews are not my thing. You know what I mean? People take them way too personal. So, anyway, we are doing a brisket today. Um, Now, since I've had this thing, I've had it for a few weeks now. I've done prime rib, I've done steaks, I've done baking, I've done pizzas, wings, you name it. I've done it in here. Did pulled pork, I've done ribs, everything. While it is, I don't know, I guess what some would technically call a pizza oven, it is a wood fired oven. We have 4 inches of insulation, wrapped in stainless, holds heat crazy, heats up nice and hot. It's got a fire brick base on it. The thing works damn good for smoking, roasting. I mean, you name it. So everything I've done so far is the thing performs fantastically. So I figured, what the hell? And we're gonna do a brisket. So I got about a 10-pound packer. Gonna lightly trim it. We're gonna season it up, and we're gonna get a nice fire going in there. Try to keep it around that 250 mark. Just let it roll on through, and that's it. So I'm gonna keep it in a pan, just a nice foil pan. That way I can catch all that fat rendering, and we're just gonna use that to baste it and things like that. And we'll do a wrap towards the end. We're just gonna treat it atypical, you know. So that's what we're doing today. Figured I would just say what's going on. I know it's been a minute. We've um, I've actually started a few videos, and then things just got away from me. I started cooking, stopped recording things, and just all that other stuff. So I'm going to try to start bringing some of this stuff back anyway, just actually recording. I still try to post what I can on Instagram when I can, stuff like that. But anyway, here we are. It's brisket day. It's a beautiful day. I'm starting it way later than I anticipated to start it, but whatever. It is what it is, man. So um, that's what we're doing. Brisket. Wood fired, baby. So let's go get it prepped. All right. So we have a little packer here. Not too bad looking. Too bad looking at all. So we're going to save some of this stuff because I'm going to be making some burger. So don't waste that. And I'm just going to pull some of this fat off the back, just some of the hard stuff. And we are going to pull off the silver skin and remove this decal right here. Nobody wants to eat that. So that's all we're going to be doing. We're going to be keeping it minimal um, because of the environment I'm cooking it in. I want to save, a lot of the fat. So we're not going to get too buck wild on this. It's not competition. We're just making dinner here. You know what I'm saying? So we're not even going to trim it too badly. So I'm going to go through. We'll fast forward this, and we'll get this trimmed up, ready to go. All right, there we go. Got a lot of this trimmed off. We're going to be using some of this as a just a buffer for the brisket itself in the bottom of that pan. Let that stuff render. We're going to use that to, do a little basting, things like that with it. So we're going to get this rubbed up. What we got going on here? Here, let me, first off, let's take some of these trims of fat here. Some of the nice ones that will render a little bit. Not so much that stringy shit or the decal or any of that stuff, We're just going to lay some of this down in here. Little little insulator. And let's see here. That should work just fine. Just fine. The rest of this we'll put away. Make some good tallow out of that. All right. So now we got our brisket, not too aggressive on it. So we are doing this fat down. We're going to build a nice bark. So right here we have 3 tablespoons Maldon flake salt, 3 tablespoons of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of umami powder, which is essentially ground shiitake mushrooms. This shit right here will make everything taste good. Your gravies, your jus, this stuff is awesome, man. Awesome stuff. And a tablespoon of granulated garlic, tablespoon of granulated onion, and a tablespoon of paprika. So nice, well-rounded. Got a little fifth taste going on in there. So let's do this. Fat side first. We're going to go heavy on this fat side. So all this is going to be right down in that pan. It's going to start flavoring all of our drippings. And then we are going to use them drippings to baste our meat. It's going to give her a little press so it doesn't all fall off when I go to flip it right now, Yeah, I don't use binders. If you've been around, I don't do that. I feel like that's just creating a barrier. Agree? Disagree? Doesn't really matter. This is what I do. And get a nice border on this. Beautiful. And get this top done. All that beautiful bark is going to form. What's nice about what I've noticed in the oven, especially when I did my prime rib, is the heat wraps along that top, and then everything just kind of radiates in there. So it builds such a beautiful crust on your meat as you're roasting it in there, man. It's super awesome. Damn good stuff. Just like so. Get this side over here. And get this front over here. Just like that. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to take this guy and we are going to set it in our pan here, right on top of our layers. Give me a second here. Let me make some room on this board. Okay. Made a mess. All right. So now, our cooking vessel. So we got our thin pieces of fat laying at the bottom. We got the fat cap on the brisket. Just going to insulate all that. Nice and slow. Everything's going to just render into this pan. And then we are going to use them drippings from the pan. Baste the meat throughout the cook. It's going to be beautiful. So I may toss about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter in here just to kind of just give you that silkiness, and butter works so good when it's roasting. It gives you such a beautiful color. Plus, it's butter, man. I mean, it tastes damn good, So, probably going to do that. So, but other than that, let's go get that fire lit outside. All right, guys. So here we are. We're out the oven. Let's move in a little bit here. Show you what we got going on. It's a quick little get it ready. So, we're going to open up our stack fully. Pull our oven door. All right. So now what I got here is got some beautiful oak. I split up 2 logs and just made some really small kindling chunks. I've noticed also, unless I'm doing like a pizza or whatever, a full split in here will get this thing raging, man. So it heats up quick, and once it's, you know, at temp, it rolls, man, and it rolls a long time. So you have to definitely be conscious of how much wood you're actually putting in there. So I've noticed that me chopping up some kindling splits like this work really well to maintain the lower temperatures, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 3. Since I'm not doing pizza, I'm not worried about my stone heating up. It will heat up just from the heat alone. But we are just going to take 3 splits. Because I'm behind, I'm going to use 3 tumbleweeds here. And I'm just going to prop them up there in the center, get that going on. And we are going to light them up. Just like so. And here, got some extra shrapnel from the tumbleweed. And then I'm going to do a cross right here. So I'm going to get these 3 logs lit up. Now, from what I've learned from using this thing, is these 3 small splits right here will take me to every bit of 300 degrees in here. So I know by taking it up to 300, letting these coal out a little bit, I can add a split, and I can keep this thing in between that 250, 275 mark, damn near effortlessly. So the one thing that I did notice, though, is because it retains so much heat, you don't need to maintain it as much as you would think you would, because even if this has come down to coals, very few coals, still just the radiant heat inside the oven will hold for a long time. So it's pretty forgiving. But at that same time, at the initial part of this, these first few hours are crucial. For that smoke. So what I am going to do is I'm going to tone my stack down just a little bit, because I want to slow the draw down just a little. I want a nice clean burning fire so we don't get, any rancid smoke or anything like that. But I don't want it to be tearing up and just exhausting every bit of the smoke out, and just the heat. We want that smoke, we want that wood flavor, we want all that good shit. So we're just going to slow its roll a little bit, and it seems to work really good. Everything that I've smoked so far, my prime rib actually had a really nice smoke ring on it. Beautiful crust. I mean, I'm not even shitting you guys. It was probably one of the best prime ribs that I've done. And I've done a lot of them. If you've seen my channel, I make a lot of prime rib. So in many different ways, many different everything. That prime rib was so good. I seriously wish I would have done the video on the prime rib. Now I took pictures. They are on Instagram, but it's not the same. Just to see how that thing came together, man. I mean, damn, it was fantastic. But anyway, so I'm just going to let this go. I'm going to keep the door open. I want the wood to ignite nice. I want some nice coal going. And then we are going to kind of push it just to the side and to the back a little bit. Throw one more little split on there. Let that catch. Get a nice clean smoke going. And then we'll toss our brisket in there. So. All right, guys. So we got nice fire going. I have the third kindling splits on there. Just going to move some of this stuff out so it doesn't stick in the pan. Clean it up. All right. So now we are going to take this big, beautiful bitch right here, and we're going to slide them in. Now, you would think you want to push it all the way to this side. Not the case in this thing. I found this out. Like I said, that heat kind of just does this. So this side will brown just as much as the fire side. So what I found is if I keep it a little bit out, I'm doing point side into the back, by the way, and then we are going to take our coals here and we are going to bring them over here. They've had plenty of oxygen. We have breathers on the doors, so I'm just going to stand these up just like this. Get a nice little roarer going over there, and now we should be good to go. So once I close the door, the chamber is going to fill with smoke. Temp's going to go down a little bit. I got our top just closed slightly, just like I said, to kind of slow things down. But we got a real nice barn burner going on in there. So nice clean smoke. We're just going to take our doors. And that's a wrap, boys and girls. I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to let that temp settle down a little bit to, like I said, around that 250, 275, somewhere right around there. Ain't even going to get mad if it goes to 3. It is what it is. So I'm not doing probes. I don't really mess with any of that shit. It's not a science experiment. We're cooking meat here. So the brisket will tell me when it's done. The color and the bark will tell me when it's time to wrap her up. And it'll tell me when to baste it, when it starts looking dry. And it'll tell me when it's done, when I can tenderly just stick anything in it. It comes right back out. So that's how we're rolling today. So I'm going to let this go and toss a split on here and there. See what happens. All right, guys. So it's been, I don't know, 4 hours, something like that, somewhere around there anyway. So this is what we got going on. Been holding real nice here between the 250, 275 mark. Been just using some chunks to maintain it. Oh, damn, look at that. Look at that beauty. Oh, man. Got to give that thing a little bit of a better look. Depending on how long it goes in here before I get that bark I want, I haven't decided. If it gets too late after it goes for the wrap, I might just finish it off elsewhere. It just depends on my time. Holy shit, look at that, guys. Look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that shit. Oh, it's building a beautiful bark. It's definitely tightening up. Man, that's gorgeous, though. Beautiful. All right, so, yeah, like I said, I haven't really decided on that. It just depends on how long she goes. I want to get a little more color on there, get a little more smoke into her. Um, I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, the 5-hour mark, something like that. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. But it's looking fantastic right now. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit more. I'll just keep adding some chunks. Like I said, it's holding real well. So I don't know. We'll figure it out once it gets that bark point. Once it gets ready to wrap, I'm not sure. If I have enough time, if it doesn't go too late, like I said, I'll just let her continue to roll in here and maintain it. But if it gets a little late, I am going to have to make some dinner. So I don't know. I might just do 250 or something like that after it's wrapped, finish it in the oven. I don't know. It just depends. So it's not going to take on any more smoke or anything like that afterwards anyway. So we'll see how the time works out, see how it plays out, and go from there, I guess. So all right, guys. So it's been, I don't know, 5 hours, a little over than 5. And we got some beautiful work going on. So we're going to pull this guy out and we're going to double wrap it in some butcher paper. So let me get this guy out, get her in there, and we'll get her wrapping. All right. Check this thing out, man. Here, let me get some gloves on. A little heat protection going on. since we're wrapping, I might as well just throw these guys on right now. Should be all right. Check this thing out. Get a piece of my paper out here. Oh man, look at this guy. She's got some nice jiggle to her. It's looking so fine, so fine. All right. I'm going to give this guy a little wrap. I'm going to, you know what? I better get this thing up a little bit more before I do that. I don't have it in a sheet pan, so. Okay, so now, that side fell down on me again. I'm just going to drizzle this on the top here. This is all that tastiness that's rendered down. That bark is pretty set, so we should be pretty good on that. Put all that beautiful flavor right back in the meat, shall we? Yeah. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. All right. So now, I'm going to go up one here. And we're going to tuck it here like this. Here like this. I want to get this bottom layer nice and tight. So, just like that. Now, we're going to take our other piece. I'm going to flip it like so. Oh, motherfucker. Just made a mess. Tuck him underneath here like that. Just like that. I still want it fat side down. So I'm going to fold in these corners like this. And bring it up like a delicious Christmas present. You know what I'm saying? Same thing on this side. Just like that. Nice and tight. And back in the tray. All right. So I still do have some time. So I'm going to throw her back in there. Still got some heat going. She's still holding nice. So I am going to use that heat. All right, guys. So here, give me a second here. Still a little warm. Came out and I probed it. Cut a little slit in there. See if I can find it again. Just like that. Oh, nice. Man, just keep cutting the paper. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Butter. Nothing but butter. So I'm going to pull this guy out. We're just going to, I'm just going to toss it in, I'm not digging out a cooler. I'll just toss it in the oven and let her just rest for about an hour or so. And we'll slice into her, see how she turned out. All right, guys. So it's been about just short of 2 hours here on the rest. So, I mean, that being said, it did only take a little over 8 hours, 8.5, something like that. But It was only a 10-pound packer, and probably trimmed about 2 pounds or so off of it. So, but this is what we got. Look at all that, man. Holy shit. It smells fantastic. Looks pretty damn good. Lost a little bit of bark integrity, but definitely wouldn't kick it out of bed, you know. Let me get it out of here. Just like that. Man, here we're coming into that flat first anyway, so let's do that like that. I'm gonna lose this guy. You see me? You got me here? Let me bring you in a little bit closer. Go like that. So let's bring this guy off here. Oh, slippery. Oh, man. Looking mighty fine. Ain't even going deep in that. That. She got a little ring on her. Definitely tender. Let's just get right into this. It's damn good. Honestly, I wish I could explain or actually give it reason. But, yep, you get that smokiness. That's great. But there's something about having the fire so close to a piece of meat. It just gives it this other dimension, man. And that's what I love so much about the wood-fired ovens and the Santa Marias and just that kind of stuff. Especially when you're doing any type of this slow cooking. It just makes such a difference, man. Wow. Let's get in there one more time. Just for one good piece here. Look at that. Damn. Try some of this with this little heel on the end of it. Oh, I'm sure you guys just want to see me sit here and eat brisket all night long, but man, it's fantastic, man. Here, real quick, let's uh, let's just go in over here. That little nub that's always on the point. That's literally my favorite part. It always has great bark on it. It's tender. It's awesome. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So, man, I'm actually going to let this rest a little bit more. It's a lot warmer than I thought it would be. So I'm going to just let her chill for probably another 45 or so. Then I'm going to get her slice a few pieces off, and I'm sure my wife is going to want to sample too. That's her job, you know. So, but other than that, that's it, guys. I got some other stuff coming up. Try to get back in it. So, for those that have been asking me, and that's about it. So, there you go. Wood fire oven brisket. That's all I got.